Hi folks, and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover.
I'm Corinne.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're here today at Lassen Volcanic National Park.
And we actually have Lake Manzanita right behind us, and Mount Lassen is at the other end.
Yes, so we are hoping for a sunset picture because the sun is setting in the west, the mountain is in the east, and the lake is between the two, and we hope to get a reflection.
And maybe if we get lucky, maybe some clouds will move in and we'll get a little bit of color in that sky as well.
Oh, that would be a lot to ask for.
Yeah, it's more than we usually get, but hey, we'll ask for everything.
Yes, ask for it all and keep your fingers crossed.
Exactly.
So we're going to be setting up here, and then we'll tell you more about our pictures.
Our shooting location for the evening is actually just a very short walk from the entrance of the park.
So here's a view of our Manzanita Lake. It's gorgeous, lots of pine trees around and some bushes near the shore. And over in the distance there's Mount Lassen with some nice snow on it. We're here in the early part of May, so a lot of the snow's melted, but it still looks gorgeous. And right now we have just very light ripples on the lake, so good reflections. We're just hoping that a few clouds might show up in our sky up here. We've got a few wisps. Maybe they'll come in a little bit better as the evening comes on.
So there's a couple things I really like to do when I'm shooting a mountain reflection. One of the things I almost always do was go to a portrait orientation. You can see my camera's here in portrait orientation. And then I'll often slip in, even if I don't really need it, I'll slip in a 2 or 3 stop soft filter in the top, because I prefer to have the sky and the water at about the same level of intensity. And often the water, when you're doing reflection shots, will be a lot darker than the sky. So I'll often do that. And the reason I like the portrait orientation is that if you do get some nice high clouds coming in over the mountain, it gives you more real estate to put those clouds. When you're shooting a landscape photograph, you really don't have that that landscape available to really highlight the clouds. So that they do get colorful, then you might lose it with a landscape, or might have a very difficult time getting them in with a landscape shot. The other thing I like to do when I'm setting up for a shot like this in the evening is to make sure that I spend at least a second or two and check that histogram, although they're turned sideways here, to make sure that I've got no overexposed or underexposed areas of the shot, and that my color pattern is kind of nicely distributed across the spectrum. So that's one thing I'll do. And then the other thing I like to do is to actually go in on my picture, actually magnify my picture, and look at it in a lot more detail, especially at the tops of the mountain, and make sure that the top of the mountain is actually really, really crisp in the shot. What I don't want to do is get home and find out that my focus was off a little bit and that my mountain was looking kind of fuzzy. So two little checks that we do when we're getting ready to shoot. And finally, one of the other things I like to do is to shoot a number of different exposures, from fairly dark right through to fairly bright. At worst, that it gives me an opportunity to blend them later on in case the balance just isn't very good and I need to fix that. It also gives me an opportunity to bring in the shadows on some of the trees. You'll notice that the trees on the right hand side of the photograph over there are already fairly dark, and it may be somewhat difficult to balance that light with the other side, which is still really quite bright. And sometimes you need to bring those shadows up on the one side in order to balance the overall brightness of the photograph.
On this trip, we had our friend Mary join us, and she's been following us around in her new camper. She's just learning how to use the camper, and we've been trying to teach her a little bit about boondocking and hanging out in the wilderness. She's also an award-winning wildlife photographer and has developed a new passion for videography. So she's spending a lot of time shooting some video while Corinne and I were doing some landscape photography.
Hello, hi, thank you so much, Shawn, Corinne. It's very fortunate I get an opportunity to follow you guys to here, such a beautiful place and discovered by Corinne and Shawn. And it's just amazing. I'm really happy to tag along with you and learn so much from you. From travel, from trailer, from how to photograph the landscape, and this is my treats.
That brings our visit to Mount Lassen pretty much to an end. It was time for us to move on. We had a number of chores to do, and one of which was to make sure the van got cleaned.
Well, after some time off-road, baby needs to come for a bath, so we can get all that mud off. It doesn't help that we had a little bit of rain showers too, so this will get her nice and clean. Well, we got ourselves all washed and clean and ready to go for another adventure.
Yeah, that's the part they never tell you in van life, is the part about cleaning your van.
So we finished up at Mount Lassen, and we didn't do a lot of filming toward the end of the day. What happened, Shawn?
Well, Shawn got distracted by meeting another photographer and having a lovely visit with Morgan instead of actually doing what I was supposed to do, which was finish the vlog.
And it was a pretty boring evening, no clouds, and we just found that the reflection went away as the sunset came on. So the pictures are best maybe from just pre-sunset.
Yeah, we did get some nice reflection shots prior to sunset, but as Corinne said, nothing after that.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our video of our trip to the Lassen Volcanic National Park.
If you did, please give us a thumbs up.
If you'd like to see more of our videos, I hope you'll consider subscribing.
And as always, if you want to know when we release a video, hit that little bell button down below.
And feel free to leave us any questions or comments. We love to hear from you, and we try to respond promptly.
Take care, and bye for now.
Bye for now.